Hello. Do you know anyone who is starting to challenge the basic views about life, the ones that they are familiar with, their understanding about, say, how the universe came to be, why we're here, what it all means, or how to find lasting happiness? They start to question what they have been told when the fundamental ideas and values they were brought up to accept no longer satisfy. They're looking for better answers to the big questions. It's not easy figuring this stuff out alone. It can feel overwhelming, even a bit hopeless. That's why it helps one to connect with other people who also have been spiritual explorers, and over time they have become confident about what they now believe. So sooner or later such a person starts wondering, should I latch on to a religious group and find out more? If so, which one? The problem is there are so many to choose from. Religions aren't all saying the same thing. In fact, their teachings can appear to be quite different and even contradict each other. Some religions talk about self-realization. Others focus on enlightenment, or they promise salvation. Some believe in one God, some don't. And even within the same faith, there are often more than one branch of believers. Think of Catholic as opposed to Protestant Christians, or Sunni as opposed to Shiite Muslims. Buddhism has Theravada and Mahayana. Each one teaches different things. They encourage different practices. I'm thinking of prayer, meditation, rituals, and each has its own way of seeing other faiths. With all these differences, it's hard to believe they're all equally right. So how does one choose where to start? And does it really matter which one is preferred? Some believe their religion is the only true one. Everybody else, sadly mistaken. That's exclusivism for you. You see this in some Christians who say, only belief in Jesus saves you. For them, the specific religion adopted definitely does matter. But here's my question. If there are so many sincere, devoted people around the world, found in different faiths, why would only one tradition have the full truth? It doesn't quite sit right with me. Honestly, exclusivism can feel a bit smug. I do wonder if this attitude that only we are right often attracts people who like things black and white, clear rules, clear answers. It creates this strong us versus them mindset. Now I get why that appeals. But personally, I don't feel at home in a group that isn't open to learning from others, or a group that looks down on those travelling on a different path through life from their own. That said, I also don't fully buy into the opposite attitude. I mean, pluralism. That's the idea that all religions are equally true and valid paths to the same divine. It's a nice idea, especially in schools that want to treat all faiths fairly. But if all religions are equally valid, then every tradition must be right, and that would have to be the case even when they contradict each other. And doesn't that sort of muddy the idea of one universal truth? Surely that can't be all right. They can't all be right. Still, despite the real differences in both belief and practice, it seems to me that there is a surprising amount of overlap too. After all, most faiths talk about transcendent love and compassion. Of course, they use different words. Christianity calls it agape, Buddhism calls it kurana, and Islam says Rama. I do apologise to those of you who know how to pronounce these words better than I do. Then again, Hinduism says prema, all meaning the same thing, really. And because of this basic belief in love and compassion, all traditions also teach the importance of helping other people. Charity, zakat, siva. They also all seem to value some kind of mystical connection to something higher. I'm thinking of Christian mysticism, Islamic Sufism, Jewish Kabbalah, not to mention Hinduism and Buddhism, which includes several mystical practices, yoga, meditation. Let's not forget the golden rule. Treat others how you would like to treat yourself. That pops up in nearly every faith tradition. Personally, speaking for myself, I'm inspired by the new Christ-centered spiritual teachings of Emanuel Swedenborg. These cover various issues such as divine providence, personal spiritual growth, the afterlife, and so on. However, in the end, Swedenborg taught that what really matters in terms of our final destiny is how we live our daily lives in the world, not which religion we follow. People are drawn to different spiritual traditions, and that's okay. It's okay as long as we're trying to live well. Then we're doing something right. If we try to be concerned for others, if we can help them when we can, if we live kindly and wisely, maybe then we are already on the right track. He says all religions have different rituals and beliefs, but at their core, they are all about loving what is good and true. Real joy and peace, he says, don't come from chasing stuff or statues, or status even. They come from doing good things, from caring for others, and from turning away from selfishness. He also said, we'll be more conscious of all of this in the next life. Now, the next life is what he called the spiritual realm, the spiritual world. There, it won't be about which religion you followed on paper, but what your heart was really aligned with. Were you trying to love others? Were you seeking the truth for its own sake? That's what will count. So, does religion matter then, you ask? In a way, yes. The way of thinking in a religious tradition can guide us through tough times. The journey through life gets easier when our minds are illuminated with the inner light that a good teacher points to. What we think can guide our responses to things. For example, the way we react to toxic people that we encounter, or our interest in becoming a better person, or in making sense of problematic areas in life like crime and suffering, making sense of sex. Specific religious concepts and doctrines help shape how we deal with conflict, with loss, and with everyday life. They can help us grow as people. Also, we feel uplifted by being around people who share our values, our deeper understanding. As you will realise, I feel my own faith is tremendously illuminated by Swedenborg's writings. That's why I'm doing these videos. I want to share what I've gained. So in a sense, I'm someone, I suppose, who has an inclusive attitude to my beliefs. Not exclusive, mind you. In other words, I think my religion is mostly true, but that other religions contain partial truths which complement and add to my own understanding. So I'm not one who holds with I know it all and you don't know. Neither am I one who believes that everybody's right. I don't think we all are right. Some of us make mistakes. I suppose I do too. Fellow readers and I of his books, however, feel Swedenborg offers unique insights that help clarify and reconcile differences among various religious teachings concerning a whole range of important matters. He suggests that the fullest information about what is deeply true can be found in sacred writing, rightly understood as to its timeless inner meaning. Religious teachings, then, are needed for our guidance. But I don't think the label of a religion is what matters most. What is important is whether a path inspires us to live with more kindness, more wisdom, and more openness to the source of all that is good. Here's a final thought. Let's be honest. Our beliefs change over time. They shift with our experiences, our relationships, our personal aha moments. Think of someone having a sudden awakening, a road to Damascus kind of moment. It can completely change how they see the world. And in line with this, Swedenborg believed that people continue learning in the next life, after they've died. So, if we've misunderstood something in this life, and I expect I certainly have, we can still grow beyond it. We can still learn. If we are open and willing, spiritual light can shift our whole understanding, even after death. In the end, it's not about getting all the ideas right. It's about whether we're open to deeper truth, whether we love what's good, and whether we live what we deeply believe, whatever form that takes. And if there really is a divine mercy out there, and I believe there is, then surely it reaches out to all of us, no matter where we come from or what label we wear. What counts is the heart we bring to the journey. Thank you for listening to me.